Welcome everybody to the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis. As you can see, we have a show set up with an individual who's going to tell us all about her story and everything that she has going on. It is with Body Obsession Houston. And you can see Miss Felicia McCullough is the owner of this location that we are at. And so we just appreciate everybody getting tuned in and joining us on this day. I appreciate all of the followers and everybody that joins us week in and week out. And we're going to join you guys now on camera and allow Miss Felicia to say hello to the audience. Go ahead and say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Absolutely. There's a little funny story about how this show came together. We'll talk about that more here in just a minute. But as you can see, we are at Body Obsession Houston, Texas. And you'll definitely get to know more about this place of business and all the things that she has to offer. And of course, as we do every week with all of our guests, get to know a little bit about her and the story behind why she chose to do this. But of course, before we do that, again, I'd like to thank everybody that's tuned in to our Facebook, to our YouTube channel, and also people that are joining us on Instagram. I know y'all have been missing the show for the last couple of weeks, but you know, we had to take a little mental health break. But also we want to recognize that we appreciate the viewership and everybody that follows the show and stay connected with us. So we thank you guys. And of course, as we also do week in and week out, now's the time where we take a second and just give appreciation to the show sponsors and the people that stand behind the Reach Podcast Show. We just want to say thank you and we appreciate you guys. So we'd like to highlight those individuals right now. And first up, we definitely want to recognize that this show is definitely powered and sponsored by an organization called Dad Chronicles, which of course is my 501c3, where I'm the president and one of the board members of the Dad Chronicles organization. And what we do is we try to expose and impose opportunities to our kids. We go into the schools. We have a chess club, and that will be coming back in January 2022. So I know people have continued to ask me about the chess club and all the different things that we used to do, but we are definitely not shying away from that. We have just been flowing and adjusting and moving in the abundance of the things that have came. So as you see the logo right there. So whenever you see this, you know we are standing behind it. So I appreciate everybody that has volunteered with the organization and has put anything into the things that we do throughout the community, because we are definitely community activists and we stand strong for our kids is what it's all about. So just look forward to the things that are coming from Dad Chronicles. And I'd like to give a shout out to Mom. She's always watching. What's up, young lady? And also my cousin, Amber, way out in Dallas, tuning in. So I appreciate you guys watching the show. But again, you see the website flowing at the bottom of the screen. It's how you can get in contact and get more information about Dad Chronicles. Next, I give a shout out to WBP Radio. This is a radio station that is based out of Atlanta, and a good friend of mine is one of the operators, and we're trying to break this station right here in Houston. So when you see the WBP Radio logo, you know that I'm standing behind it. You can also go to your app store. You can go to the Play Store on your Android or Apple, download the website, download the station. And it's just like Pandora. You can just start listening in live. But it's We Break Purpose Radio, so it's all positive hip hop and also gospel music. So parents, students, individuals, you know, it's definitely a big thing that we don't talk enough about, and we're going to have a show with WBP Radio here pretty soon. We want to talk about the things that we put into our soul and the type of music that we listen to, because it does absolutely make a difference. And we want to make sure that people are aware of that. So this is a station that you can definitely download and you can rock to. And the crazy part about it is, as you're listening to it, before you realize you're listening to such positivity, you're just going to be head bobbing because you don't think you listen to one of these hip hop stations. But it's all positive and influential music is what it's all about. So big shouts out to WBP Radio. Go and download. And a big part of that too is you want to fill out the survey. Please fill out the survey and tell them what you think about the music, because that's a huge part of keeping the station going. So we appreciate you guys for doing that. I'd like to give a shout out to my home, the home right now of the Reach Podcast Show. And I miss my girls over at Diamond Fit Nutrition. That is the place where I normally host the show week in and week out. And those young ladies over there are some wonderful, wonderful individuals. Big shouts out to my girl, Tawana, the owner and CEO of Diamond Fit Nutrition. It's all about health and wellness. A healthy mind is a wealthy mind. So we definitely push that and encourage you guys to go and check out Diamond Fit Nutrition. Tell them the Reach Podcast Show sent you. But most of you guys already know where it's at. So, hey, spread the word, share the word week in and week out, because just because you hear about it one time or you post about it one time, it doesn't stop right there. So you can see the address on the screen. Go, and it's for those who are not really familiar, to give you an idea, it's right in West Oaks, and it's off of Westheimer and Highway 6, right on the corner by the Verizon store. So go and check them out. And again, tell them the Reach Podcast Show sent you, and follow them on Instagram. You see the Instagram flowing at the bottom of the screen. So go and check those ladies out, see the things that they're doing, and definitely making a difference in the community. Next, I'd like to highlight a strong group of individuals over at the Joseph Consulting Firm. Big shouts out to my girl Candace, who's the head of that company. If you have a business idea, or you're thinking about being in business and you don't have the idea, you don't have the concept, you don't have what you need, this is a company that you can get with. They will help you from front to the end, from the alpha to the omega, and they'll also help you throughout the journey. And if you're a business, it doesn't matter. That's another thing. It doesn't matter if you've been in business for 10 weeks or 10 years. You know, they definitely can help you and give you the motivation that you need, number one, and give you the ideas that you need to help that business continue to move forward. So whenever you see the Joseph Consulting Firm, just know that it's your idea, their way, but it's your success. So if you have any type of coaching that you need, or you want to learn more things, or you just want to get some advertising out there, definitely give Joseph Consulting Firm a shot. And you can see the website scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And as always, let them know the Reach Podcast Show sent you, and tell my girl Candace I said take care of you. So definitely give them a shout out. Let's see what we got in the comments. Somebody else is on. Oh, well, I'm saying good morning. So for the other companies that I'd like to highlight, we won't take up too much time. I definitely give a big shout out to Honey Beyond Studios. That's my family. I definitely want to put them up there. Big shouts out for the poetry night that we had not too long ago. I appreciate them housing that event and letting it be a wonderful, wonderful night. So you can see the logo up right there. You have their address. And again, if you need an event space, you have an event coming up and you need a space where you can go and have some fun, and you need a blank canvas, they can turn that space into whatever you need it to be. So definitely go and holler at Honey Beyond Studios. There's a big story behind why they even created that space. And so it's just a fun atmosphere. And just know that they have your best interest in mind when it comes to bringing your event to life. And again, you can go and follow them, or go check out the website, Honey Beyond Studios, on Instagram, and check out all the things that they have going on, because we want to make sure people know about this location and they go and visit and just get the name out there. And I'll put that up on the screen too. You can go and follow them at Honey Beyond Studios. So check that studio out. That's family. So act accordingly and behave. But seriously, it's definitely an event space that you can utilize and make it become whatever you want it to become. So we're talking parties, birthdays, kids, baby showers, you know, corporate events, training events, whatever you need. That is a space that you can definitely utilize and bring it to full fruition of what you want it to be. And so lastly, I'd like to kind of close out with a new podcast that I have started. Definitely want to give big shouts out to my panel, Dr. Rashida, or Dr. P, as we would say, and then also my man, David Manning. His name is David Manning. He says, call him David Manning. So big shouts out to my panel, the Mind Matters Podcast Show, where we talk about everything dealing with mental health and wellness. The times that we're living in right now is just extremely crazy, you know, and I make the reference and the correlation of how when fitness just really just took off, you know, fitness just took off. Everybody wanted to be in the fitness and talk about fitness. And you got this home show talking about how you can get in shape and this, that, and the other. But everywhere we look right now, man, it's a need for mental health and wellness. There's a push for mental health and wellness. People are being a little bit more vocal about their mental health and wellness. And so these individuals, one, Dr. P is a licensed clinical psychologist, and David is a licensed professional therapist. And so we come together, and me being the layman and being the experienced podcast person, we wanted to bring you guys a new platform and just talk about those things that are prevalent in our community, you know. And the show is about African American. We're not ashamed to say we are focused on our African American community and making it about us. And we're trying to normalize the idea of mental health and wellness, because a lot of people don't really pay attention to it. But anyway, we're going to get off of that. Check us out this evening at 6:30. We stream live weekly on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Again, check us out. Join into the conversation. It is definitely an interactive show. And if you have anything as it relates to mental health and wellness, don't be shy to ask. And if you haven't checked out the show, when you get on there, you'll definitely see that we're trying to capture all the questions that we can. And I want to put up the email one more time, just in case somebody is interested. If you have any questions that you want us to address tonight, send it to the email that you see flowing at the bottom of the screen, or DM it to the Instagram that you see flowing at the bottom of the screen. And we'll be joining you guys again this evening and every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. And it's only about an hour show, so it's not that long. So definitely jump in and be part of the show and interact with us is what it's all about. So we'll look forward to seeing you guys. And so the slogan is check the mind. A little cute thing about that, everybody's checking their DM. So we have the check sign, check DM, right? Check the mind. That's what it's all about. And we want to make sure that people are being conscious and aware about that. So that's my last little snippets on there. So sponsor part is over with, but I got to give a big shout out to the Black Store, Cryotherapy in Sugarland, Cryotherapy Restore in Sugarland. Big shouts out to them. Like I said, the Black Store in Sunnyside, and of course the World Youth Foundation. Have to put them on the screen. If it wasn't for them, a lot of the things that I have going on may have been delayed. I'm not going to say they wasn't going to happen, because God knows what he's doing. But the World Youth Foundation is definitely a huge part of a lot of the stuff I have going on. So go in, and I don't know why I keep jumping off screen. Go and check out the website. And as you see it flowing at the bottom of the screen too. Big shouts out to our president, Ms. Karen Franklin. We are embarking upon our 32nd year of service in the community. Of course, I ain't that old, so I haven't been with them that long. It's been for me about 3.5 years working with this organization, who is doing wonderful, wonderful things in the community. And I can go as far as saying that if there's anything community service based on a large scale, and even on a small scale, World Youth Foundation probably has a footprint somewhere in there. So definitely want to highlight everything that's going on with the World Youth Foundation and the things that they're doing. So we appreciate you guys, and all the businesses give you a big thank you for supporting the Reach Podcast Show, because without you guys, I couldn't be able to do this week in and week out. And big shout out again to everybody on Instagram. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And so we want to jump into introducing our guest. I want to say thank you. And so the story, you want to tell it, or you want me to tell it about how we got a chance to connect and the funny thing about it?
Well, I can definitely tell it, because
all right, go ahead.
The weirdest thing.
Yeah.
So,
oh, I'm sorry. Let me introduce the owner, CEO of Body Obsession in Houston, Texas, Miss Felicia McCullough. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, my name is Felicia McCullough. I'm a registered nurse here in Sugarland. I own Body Obsession Houston. I started, I guess, putting everything into play probably earlier this year, kind of coordinating how I wanted to do it, the feel I wanted to make, the type of customer service I wanted to bring, and the services I wanted to offer. So all that kind of went into play probably earlier this year, and now it's happening. It's happening.
Absolutely.
So with opening any business, you always, especially servicing people, you always want to try your best, of course, to provide the best customer service possible. But in order to do that, you got to have customers. So I do have a decent customer base, but I wanted to outreach more to the public. So the way I went about that was I used the people that I know that are out there doing different things. I am not a person that is really good with electronics, okay? So social media, how you get on live, how you do a boomerang, all that is foreign to me. So with that being said, I know people that do it all the time, and so I try to use my avenues. So I reached out to Mystique. Love you,
What's up, Mystique? Little baby.
I reached out to Mystique, And I was like, honey, I need you to help me. I know you know a lot of people. What can I do? And so she told me, okay, yeah, I can connect with you, but let me get you in contact with LeVar Ellis. So I said, absolutely. So she gave me his number. And she also shared that I also have a grand opening. We'll talk about that in a second. Absolutely. But she gave me his number, so I called him. And I was like, hey, you know, I'm Felicia McCullough. Mystique gave me your number, and I'm doing a little rambling to introduce myself. And I'm like, yeah, I'm over here in Sugar Land. I'm in Alfred Salon area, you know. And he was like, yeah, I know where that is. Yeah, I go see a barber over there, you know. And I'm like, oh, okay. He was like, yeah, you might not know him because you just moved in over there or whatever, but his name is JR. I said, well, I know him very well. Yeah. Because that's my husband for 14 years. Yeah. So I was like, yeah. And he was like, what? That's your husband? I'm like, yes. And it's so funny because the thing about JR, he knows a lot of people, but he's not one that's like, oh, yeah, I talked to so-and-so or I talked to so-and-so. We don't have those type of conversations. Yeah. I'm more the blabbermouth. He's more very calm, cool, and collected. If I ask him something, he'll voluntarily give it to me. But this is not the first time this has happened to me. Like, literally, I'll be out at, I don't know if you all know, a local bar, and I'm at the bar, and we just have a conversation about, you're JR's wife? What? I didn't know that. I thought you were a figment of his imagination because I never see you. You're like so low-key. You never rap. So it was the weirdest thing. So that's how we connected.
That's how we connected, man. So, again, just to recap, I want to say thanks to Mystique. Little baby, man, she's like a daughter to me, so I appreciate you making this connection. And I also have to go as far as saying big shouts out to Mo Better Box.
Absolutely.
Right? Got to shout out to my man Louis and also his wife, Ms. Mo, over there, because Ms. Mo is one of your friends.
That is my baby.
It's just crazy when you connect with people and you really realize that the world is kind of small. And I'm going to get on JR because we got to open our mouths a little bit more. You know, we don't know how much power we have just in our small circles, but it takes the conversation and it takes the introductions. But we're here now. So, you know, glad to, and like I told her, I'm like, you just family, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna work out all those other details. We going to come, we going to do it.
Thank you.
So we definitely want you guys to get over here to Body Obsession Houston, and you'll see in just a moment all the different services and things that she offers. But like I said, we want to definitely shout out to Mystique. Big shouts out to Mo Better Boxing, my man Louis Brown over there, Ms. Mo Brown, and big shouts out to her husband, one of my barbers, Mr. JR, man, who's actually right next door. And furthermore, I'd like to also say shout out to Ms. Takia Scott. I don't know if you know her. She used to be in the studio not long ago.
Everybody has told me about
her. Tell you about her? Yeah.
So I would love to meet you.
Absolutely.
You're watching.
Absolutely. I'll tag her and I'll send her this particular show. But she's gonna keep your legacy going on, you know, and everything that you had going on in this particular in Suite 150. Absolutely. Because it was funny when I came here the last time I came, I got a haircut. I had been coming a few times. I'm like, she ain't never that. That girl ain't making no money. What's she doing? And then he finally told me she had moved. I'm like, oh, so it makes sense. So big shout out to you, Miss Scott. We miss you over here. But it's just funny to be back in the same space. So, you know, and definitely Mom says it's a small world. It's definitely a small world.
Even when we were setting up, Mom, we were talking and I was like, oh, have you ever been to one of the wineries over here in Richmond, Water's Edge Winery? And we were like, yeah, we know like Candace and Eric. It's absolutely a small world.
Yep.
This whole Richmond, Sugar Land, Rosenberg area is really getting connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I appreciate everyone. Absolutely. Shouts out to Eric and Candace.
Absolutely, over at Water's Edge Winery. And big shouts out to you too, Raven. We were talking, I was explaining how that whole thing came about. But anyway, we want to get into talking about you, young lady.
I can talk all day.
All right, absolutely. Absolutely.
But we're not going to hold y'all.
So what I like to do is, I know you mentioned a couple times you're a registered nurse and stuff like that, but give us a little bit about your history before we get into Body Obsession and how that happened. Just tell us a little bit about you and where you come from. Yes, ma'am.
My story can run very deep, but again, I'm not going to hold you all day. I would go back as far as being in high school, and I'm going to run through that real quick.
Okay.
My goal was to be an electrical engineer.
Wow.
I wanted to go to
Mine too.
Rolla, Rolla, to be an electrical engineer. At the time, I lived in St. Louis. I'm born and raised. STL represents.
Okay.
So, born and raised in St. Louis, wanted to be an electrical engineer. I lost my foundation, my mother, at 16.
Wow.
So that was a heavy impact for me. I had to stay with another family member. Shout out to Peggy if you're watching. She knows I'm on today.
Mm-hmm.
My sister-in-law, she pretty much helped me get to where I needed to get to. So that was a change because not having everything that you used to have, good foundation, and everyone that you can possibly trust, you kind of develop relationships with friends.
Mm-hmm.
And their parents become your parents because you're kind of on your own.
Yeah.
So speeding past that, I managed to have a baby right after graduating. So going to another city to go to college was out of the question because I'm not having strangers take care of my child. So his grandmother, my baby's grandmother, said, hey, you need to get into nursing school. You need to do something. $7 an hour is not paying the bills. Okay. Take her word for it. I go and get my licensed practical nurses certificate. So LVN, they call it down here.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did that 1-year program. The year went by so fast. I didn't know if I retained anything.
Wow.
But it was the best year that I can remember. It was venturing off into something that I wasn't familiar with, never thought about being a nurse at all. Just the focus at the time was I need to make more money to take care of my child. So got into nursing and ended up loving it. Loving it. I love to talk, as y'all can see. I drive my patients crazy, but I feel like more information I give you makes you pay attention to your health and more knowledge about what is going on with you. So
Let me interrupt
I'm
you just for a quick second.
Absolutely.
For those that follow the show and know kind of the history of the show, I was explaining to her about 95% of my guests, it's their first time doing a podcast, and it's no different from her. So I'm excited about that part. Like I said, I shared the joke about this podcast being an exclusive podcast, really for the fact that people are jumping out there, people are sharing their stories, and that's the thing that I want anybody who's listening right now, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, value the stories that we're sharing because, you have a story too. And if you ever want to share that story, of course you can hit the Reach Podcast Show, but you can do it in your own right, whether it's just posting on Instagram, social media. Let's try to use those channels for what they're meant for, is the main thing. And so again, that's my tidbit on the reason why I do the Reach Podcast Show. So I'm excited to hear everything. And I'm like you guys. I don't want to talk to the guests before the show. I don't want to know nothing.
He said that too. And I said, you want to throw out some questions?
Yeah, no, we're not doing none of that.
He's like, no, everything's organic.
Yeah, everything is organic. It makes it more exciting for me. So anyway, go ahead. It's your first time.
It's my first time. I'm nervous, y'all.
Yeah.
But that makes me talk even more.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. So anyway, go ahead.
I got into nursing, ended up loving it, and ended up, getting back with my husband. I've known my husband since 6th grade.
Wow. Okay.
So, but we've just stayed connected, and then it was just the final chapter.
Yeah.
When we got back together after I finished my first year of nursing school. So, had my twins, got married, and I had already been in RN school to get my RN license. So, finished all that, and then we decided we weren't going to raise our kids in St. Louis. We wanted to move out of town. It was either between Atlanta and Houston. So at the time, I had a friend that lived down here in Rosenberg, so that was going to be the go-to. So we jumped ship and we moved to Rosenberg. So this was in 2008. So already licensed nurse, moved down here without a job. Both of us did. We just did it because of the professions that we do.
Yeah.
It's easy for us to get employment.
Right.
So we were just like, let's just do what we need to do once we get there. So I ended up getting employed with Memorial Hermann Southwest. Shout out to all my nurses and staff and all y'all. Love y'all. Miss y'all. Employed at Southwest, but then ended up working for the system-wide Premier Staffing is what it's called.
Okay.
It's called Central Staffing now. Basically, you are a nurse that can go to any location. So not just any hospital, but any clinic, any radiology, stand-up, office. Doesn't matter.
Now, I like my guests to brag a little bit. Mm-hmm. I know just can't anybody do that. So what did you have to do to be able to just go anywhere? What is there any particular steps you have to take to do that?
Well, you have to be a nurse. Although they do employ now, I believe, respiratory therapists, physical therapists. And ultimately, you just have to apply to be willing to move around.
To move around, okay.
And ultimately, you have to be comfortable with moving around.
Gotcha.
Some people like to stay in that one place because they know it and they, it's familiar. They don't want to move around.
Okay.
I love moving around. I don't like coming to the same place all the time.
Yeah.
I want to look at somebody different. I want to see something different.
People person.
So absolutely,
Yeah.
I love to move around.
Yeah.
So I did that within the Memorial Hermann system. You name it. I believe right now they have 13 hospitals in Houston. They're the biggest system, and I moved around to every location. Every location. Shout out to all the memorials because I know plenty of people at all of them.
Yeah.
And they were pretty much my foundation when I moved here to Houston.
Okay.
With hospitals. I did venture off into insurance. So I did what they call preventative care. So that was Medicare, Medicaid, focused on those people, that population. And I also did home health. I've also done hospice. I've also worked with MD Anderson with their supportive care clinic. Love them. And so I've been around. And I've pretty much done it all.
Yeah.
I've done informatics. I've trained physicians and nurses on how to do the computer system. I test the system before it goes live. I mean, you name it, I pretty much have done it. But the only thing that I had not ventured off into or made a focus until now recently is cosmetics and beauty.
Gotcha.
So although I've always done the wellness piece, this was what I wanted to get into. And again, I'm one that I like challenges. I like to move around. I like to know things. I'm an adamant YouTube watcher. I don't watch the news. I watch Dr. Ravi and I watch Dr. Dan at Dan Aesthetics in Canada. Like, I like to get knowledge about things that I don't know about.
Gotcha.
I'm just that type of person. So with that being said, me and a friend of mine, Sarah Diaz Lopez, shout out Honey. She has a location in Rice Village. She also has a med spa. We put our minds together and was like, you know what? We're going to get out of this whole working day and night, can't see our kids. You know, we're all around the place. We're doing this for everyone. We're going to do something for ourselves. So we kind of bounced off of each other to land where we are right now. You know, what do you know? What do you know? Who do you have? Oh, you know an attorney? Okay, who can put together a contract? Like, it was kind of like that for at least 4 or 5 months. And then I didn't know where I wanted to be. Houston is so big, you know, you can find a place to put your shop wherever, but I wanted to be closer to home. So, because I'm done with traffic. I'm done. I'm over.
You sound like me, yes, man.
Anytime it takes me 2 hours to get from Medical Center to Richmond, I'm done.
Yeah, it seems like they figure out a way when it's almost good, they mess it all up over again.
Absolutely.
But
roads are clear, here comes construction.
Here's some more construction.
I knew I wanted to be close to home, and so I don't know why. Well, I do know why. God works in mysterious ways.
Absolutely.
I managed to get a location close to home and absolutely next door to my husband.
Wow.
The one that I'm always trying to coordinate time with. What time do you think you can? Okay, you know, got to make appointments to see because we're all over the place. Yeah. I'm working, I'm over here, I'm up north, I'm everywhere. So it is a blessing to be able to be right next door, and we can just stop by, hey, what's up? We can go have lunch, we can go have dinner. Yeah. So it worked out perfectly because I prayed for more time with my family, and I prayed for more time with my friends and my loved ones, you know, and I also prayed for the flexibility of having my own and being able to take care of, you know, my clients and also enjoy life, the balance. Yeah. That's what matters. Yeah. That's the most important thing. And so I'm here now.
Yeah. Now, I heard you say y'all been knowing each other since 6th grade. How long have y'all actually been married now?
14 years.
14 years. Okay.
We celebrated our 14-year anniversary this past September 23rd. We went to Hawaii.
Congratulations on that, man. You know,
love it.
Another example of true Black love. So we definitely appreciate you guys going through whatever it is y'all have been through, because we know it takes a lot of different things and willingness to sustain a relationship such as that. But for all the fellas that be talking noise, it's like, you planned on being right next door to your husband.
I absolutely did not.
But no.
And he was the one that told me about it.
Yeah.
He's like, I mean, it's a space next door. Yeah. You just could take a look at it.
Take a look at it. You never know what's going to happen. And that's the huge thing, man. It's that that love, that true love, you know, and want to be right next to each other. Because we talk about your sons all the time, you know, actually come over here, talk about football, and talk about all those different things. And so, you know, that's a big piece of the puzzle. And a lot of the stuff that you were saying, it reminds me of the thing that I'm talking about, which is that mental health and wellness, you know, not having to deal with the traffic, doing something that you enjoy and you love, or something that's new, being by your husband, you know, being able to connect, you know, all those things really plays into a better mental health and wellness. And so it's a huge part of it. So for me, and I appreciate the backstory. It's interesting, you know, good to learn more. So at what point is there an aha moment that I want to transition into how you birthed body obsession? And was there some type of aha moment, or did you say, you know what, you thought about it? Like what made you want to open this business?
The aha moment was, I can do this by myself. Playing the role of the person that I do. I'm a nurse, and I'm supposed to, and I absolutely believe in good customer service and taking care of patient, client, however you want to label it as. But doing the work that I do and having the demand on me for the larger companies, I can do this on my own. And I can provide the best customer service. And I can take care of, I can take care of my family. I can have the flexibility. I can take time off when I want to. And the aha moment, my girlfriend approached me. She's like, you know what? We do all this all the time. We're all over the place all the time. We can do this on our own. And I'm the average person. I'm working the 9 to 5. I'm not like my husband, JR. He's been an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Since 19, I want to say. I am one that was pretty much stuck in the same rut as a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna get this check every other Thursday.
Now let's expound upon that a little bit, because I find it interesting. I'm the same way. I mean, I've had jobs, but it's always been some type of sales, customer service type of deal, to where I know I'm gonna get the type of money that I'm looking for. Because the idea of working for someone, it just never sat well with me. But I definitely understand. I'm just say folks like yourself that need to work the 9 to 5, that have to know what's coming and this, that, and the other. So was it a real struggle, or when she mentioned it to you, were you completely open, or like what did it take?
It wasn't a real struggle. It wasn't a real struggle because I had been pondering it already. It's just that, you know how sometimes people just scratch at you and you try to ignore it for a while. Yep. Exactly. You're just like, okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then I felt it.
Yeah.
I felt it. I was like, you know what? I can do it. Although I'm in that, and that's the lane that I've always been in. I know I'm gonna get paid every Thursday. I know this amount is gonna be in my account every month, and so you get lax with that, not realizing. Open your mind, expand that. You can go beyond that and still have the ability to spend time with your family. Still have the ability to, take care of things that you need to take care of, and be more flexible, and still do what you're doing for the companies that you work with. You're still doing the work. You're just doing it on your own.
And so would you say the pandemic had anything to do with it? Because I know you were probably busy, crazy busy during the pandemic when it first started off. It's not like we're completely out of it, but just the idea, was that a push, or how was the pandemic? And, was it birthed around that? Did you even think about that? It wasn't birthed around that.
Okay. Because, you know what, I would probably say, I don't let a lot of things bother me. And in the world, everybody's different, and everybody's mindset is different. I grew up in church. I'm a firm believer in God. And the impact of COVID didn't really affect me mentally.
Okay.
I still lived life. I still enjoyed what I did. Again, I'm a people person. I love my patients, love my customers. So I still went and saw them. I still took care of all of that with no thoughts about, I'm scared, or, I don't really want to do this. I'm doing it. The nurses and the ones that are out there that are listening understand that we have been around all types of stuff all the time.
You've probably been around this and didn't even know it.
Absolutely. And we around stuff all the time. I mean, and so it didn't make me apprehensive at all.
Yeah.
At that time. But the main thing I want to say that played a role with the switch and the mind change and the initiative to go out and do it is because I want more time with my family.
Mm-hmm.
I want the flexibility to be like, no, I'm taking off for a week and I don't have to put in a request for it. Right. No, you might get paid, you might not, blah, blah, blah. I mean, what I want to do, I want to be able to do it. I want to call the shot.
Yeah.
So that was the reason why.
Man, that's amazing. I commend you for that because that's what it's all about. There has to be a deeper reason than just making money.
Absolutely.
We all want to be financially secure and financially free and all of that, but family by far is the biggest priority that we have as individuals, and building something that they can see and they can understand and they can connect to, whether they really want to do it or not, because then it becomes about the family. So it's like, okay, let us keep doing this, and keeping it going. There's going to be somebody that'll latch on to it.
Absolutely.
And that's why I do my podcast, why I do my organization, and just knowing that if you keep steadfast and you keep going, you're going to be all right.
It'll come.
You're going to be all right, no matter. And then again, with the social media, you're looking at everybody else and what they got and this, that, and the other. Your time is going to come. Just stay steadfast and stay prayed up is my slogan. Stay prayed up, and just understand that it's going to come. So.
With you saying that, it made me think of, I don't know if you all know the comedian Dion Cole. He had a stand-up that was on Netflix. Yeah. And it was a part where he was talking about, hey, I'm getting older. The insurance company, they don't even tax me no more. I got cheap insurance. I'm not even a liability. He said, before some people don't even reach retirement. So you got to think of it. You have so many summers left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have only so many summers left to enjoy life. So why spend it, in a way that, you're not happy.
Yeah.
You don't, you wish you could do something else. Just do it, because ultimately you only have so many summers left.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm 41.
Yeah.
And what is the retirement age? 72?
My mom is about to retire, but we don't know the exact dates. But it's normally about 72. Sometimes you can do 65. But it just all depends on where you stand and the company that you're with. And again, that the family aspect of it all is really a huge thing. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about the grand opening. And now we know a little bit about you. We know about why you created this space. And with that being said, do you feel like this is something totally brand new, or it's an extension of? Like, how do you look at your business now?
I look at my business now as it's only the beginning.
Gotcha.
I look at it as just the small step to something huge and amazing. I speak positivity about everything that I do in regards to what I'm doing. It's scary. I was just actually praying the other day, oh Lord, I got this and I got that going on, and this and that. And, because I work out every morning. And that's the time I spend with God. Lord, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I know you're going to take care of me,
In case JR watched this, I now realize who is the athlete of the family.
Absolutely.
We rarely talk about him working out, but we know why the boys do what they do. It's mama.
Nobody.
Just joking, bro.
One of my twins always says, no days off. That's right. Like, everybody's doing something. As far as moving around. Jared walks every day. I like to hit the gym. Yeah. But yeah.
Then my lady Jay, she watching, trying to work out, lady.
You just got to make it a habit. But that's usually my time that I have to talk to God and God, I know I'm not supposed to worry, and I'm not worrying. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Just being real.
I
being
just have
real.
a concern.
Yeah.
And every time I do that, something comes out of nowhere. I'm not kidding. It's real. Yeah. And I know my mama attests to that. She probably over there thinking some things right now. So yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes, God will do it. Absolutely.
So tell us all about Body Obsession Houston.
Yes.
What they can expect, the services, however you want to do it.
Yes.
But definitely want to talk about the grand
Yeah, so I'm going to give you that, and then I'll go into the grand opening. So Body Obsession Houston, aesthetics and wellness focus. So cosmetics focus and also wellness. And I'm going to give you the piece about the wellness in a second. So cosmetics, I offer Botox. I offer fillers. So if you go to my website, you'll see all the different areas that I, do aesthetically wise in regards to Botox injections and fillers. I also do lymphatic drainage massages. I have a couple of people that I'm seeing right now for that. And for those that don't know what that is, it's, us women, we go out and have surgery done. I'm not opposing the surgery at all. I am living proof of surgery.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I've had it done, so I can speak from experience. You have to have massages. You have to. And so in the world we're living in, a lot of people are going to have surgery, and then they're sometimes not knowledgeable, or people don't tell them, or the doctors don't push them to go have massages done to make sure those areas of our bodies that have been addressed are smooth, no fibrosis is forming, no lumps. Everything is being worked out the way it should, because when you have procedures done to you, you're absolutely manipulating the body in every type of way, and you want it to heal correctly. So I do the lymphatic drainage massages, and I also do a drain removal. So a lot of times people have drains coming out in 5 different ways, and I remove those.
And she's a nurse again.
I'm a registered nurse.
In case you just joined in, this is for the people that just joined.
Oh, okay.
Again, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Shout out to all you guys for tuning in. She's not just somebody in here doing this. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing.
No, I'm been a nurse.
When you said it, I was like, 5 drains. Like, hold on.
I've been a nurse for almost 14 years because I was finishing school when me and my husband got together.
Yeah.
So almost 14 years. I'm a registered nurse. So that's lymphatic drainage massage. I also do wood therapy. So wood therapy, for those who are not familiar with that, basically you use wooden tools, wooden utensils to break up fat.
Now, what do you call that again?
Wood therapy.
Oh, I thought you said something else. Okay, so wood therapy. Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard something else. I'm sorry.
That's
So
okay.
it's exactly what you said.
It's
wood
exactly
therapy.
Wood therapy. So you use wooden tools to break up fat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do that. I also do vacuum services.
Now, would that be the lumps that the breaking up the fat? That would be the lumps that you feel and you got to roll over.
Absolutely. And those that have surgery, you don't want those lumps to form, because then it becomes very painful. If you've ever had lipo is the devil. It looks good, but it feels horrible. So you definitely want to get the massages done in a timely fashion, and you don't want those lumps, which is called fibrosis, to form, because a person like me would have to knead those out with my thumb. It hurts. And also use wooden tools. So yeah, absolutely. Wood therapy, vacuum therapy. So the vacuum butt lift, the vacuum breast lift, I do those. I also do laser lipo and lipocavitation. And a lot of people are pretty familiar with those, but basically cavitation is you're using an ultrasonic wave to break down the fat and shrink it so you can excrete through your urine. And all of these all these areas that I'm talking about, services that I'm talking about, really play a role with your lymphatic system. And I was just talking to someone yesterday about the importance of it. I'm a believer in using certain deodorants, not antiperspirants, because our lymphatic nodes, the bigger ones, are underneath our arms and our groins.
Oh, wow.
So when you're inhibiting things in those areas, you can definitely have a problem.
Wow. Never heard that one before, so thank you for that. Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you can grab some baking soda and put it underneath there if you have some sweat.
That's old school. I understand that.
Aluminum thing, I'm not with it. I'm not with the aluminum underneath the arm. Yeah, people don't like to sweat, but where is it going? What are you stopping from happening, which is a natural chemical reaction in our bodies? So that's a whole nother situation. I go there.
She don't be giving consultant sessions in a minute.
Right. So speaking of consulting, so the wellness piece that I have, like I said, I like to talk. I like to give education. When I do consults, I do have free consults, and you can book them. Even though they say they're 30 minutes, I can take up an hour to an hour and a half, because I like to leave that leeway on my schedule, because sometimes conversations get more in depth. Yeah. And then you find out more things that you didn't realize in the beginning when they first walked in and said, oh, I want this done.
Yeah.
Well, how is this and how is that? Well, you might not need that. You need something else. So I'm going to give you an example. The wellness piece that I was talking about, Katasha Kendrick, her name is Dr. Katasha Kendrick. She's a wellness and gut health specialist. I do collab with her, and I do refer people over to her because a lot of times people come to me about, okay, I'm full in my belly. I want some services done. I want to get rid of this, and but there's more underlying issues that person has, as we discussed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will refer out to our gut specialist because she can handle all of that extra, run labs, find out what's going on with you. Because some people think that they're just bloated for no reason. They just need to get some services done and worked out and they'll be fine. But it's something else that's going on. That's why you're breaking out, and that's why you can't go to the bathroom, and that's why you got a lot of other things going on. So my consults are very in-depth. I like to ask as many questions as I can. Being that I am a nurse, I do have a medical director that oversees my practice. For those that wanted to know that detail, I know there's a lot of people out there like, how you a nurse owning that?
You like me, for those who have those other questions, we got that covered too.
Dr. Carrie Fuzian is my medical director.
Go, girl.
And so he does provide, of course, everything that I need in the background for me to do what I do. But in addition to that, my consults, when there is anything invasive, there has to be a good faith exam done by either my medical director or a nurse practitioner that I work with. So you would have to go through that first before you get any injectables anyway. Okay?
Let's take a pause right there for a very, very, very quick second. And this is for you specifically Instagram, because again, you guys can't see the graphics. But if you want to go to the website, you can go to the www.bodyobsessionhouston, just as it's spelled out, www.bodyobsessionhouston, or you can follow her right now since you're on Instagram, same thing on Instagram, at Body Obsession Houston, and you can find all the things that she's talking about, and especially on the website. I have somebody I want to book with you already, and they definitely need to come and see you. And they're watching, so it's probably already figured out, but I ain't gonna say no name. But no, they definitely need to come and see you, and y'all can have that wonderful conversation. And there's more details to it. We'll talk more about that. But just wanted you to finish, but I just wanted people on Instagram to know how to get to your website and what the website was, because they don't have the graphics up on the website.
Gotcha. Okay, no problem at all.
Yeah.
So I was just going over services. I think I just kind of hit pretty much on the lymphatic drainage, cavitation with therapy, vacuum therapy.
And then you got your ducks in a row too.
I got my people with.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my attorney, Tom Amondi.
Yeah.
He's out here in Missouri City. I got it. And shout out to Mike Tolson with Allstate Insurance.
That's what's up. Now let's talk grand opening. What can people expect? What's going on with the grand opening?
Oh, so grand opening is going to be, I'm so excited. Grand opening, because I've been open already. I just want to give that caveat. I've already been open. I've already been seeing people. But I wanted to do it to expand the knowledge of my location and what I do, and then also take the time to acknowledge everyone that's been working behind the scenes with me. Shout out to Kai. Kai is my go-to for marketing and my feed and my loop and my cards and all of that. She's with Collective Media here in Houston. And I just wanted to just acknowledge those people. And also, if you didn't know, Alex Burton is one of those salon studios where you have different studios, different suites within the building. And since I'm new here, this is also my way of opening up and allowing them to come and ask me questions, get to know me, get comfortable with me being here, because I'm going to be here for a little bit because I got plans for me. But I want them to take advantage to get to know me and my services. So
I'm going to just put a quick graphic up. You can keep talking.
Okay.
It'll cut us out, but you can keep talking. And what that graphic is the Instagram. It just gives a little bit more details. We want to help her grow her social media. This is somebody that's just getting into it. Want to help her grow her social media. So you see it on the screen right now for everybody that has access to Instagram. So go follow and definitely get connected.
Yes, because I'm not one of those techie people. I just learned how to do a boomerang. I don't know all of that. I'm not kidding. I just like, so what button do I do to put this, and what do I do to do that? Yeah. I'm just not into it like that. Yeah. But I'm gonna get there. Yeah. I'm gonna get there. But I would appreciate you all to come look at my site. Give me a call. My contact information is on there. Yeah. When you call that number, you will reach me directly. If you get onto the website and you want to ask a question, that comes directly to me. So
what is that number?
832-298-1706. And you can call me. Whoever that is interested in services, you can call me, ask questions. You can send me a message. You can text that number, and I will respond.
Yeah, and that's right, 832-298-1706. Absolutely. You can see it on the screen right now. And again, one more time for everybody that's on Instagram, the number is 832-298-1706. Also at Instagram, it's at Body Obsession Houston, and then also the website is the same, www.bodyobsessionhouston, and you can get all that information.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, you can reach me directly. You can email me. However you want to contact me, I will definitely respond to your questions. And by all means, if you want to go to my website, if you want to go more in depth, you can go to my website and click on where it says free consultation and book, and come in and we can have a face-to-face conversation.
Absolutely. And big shouts out as owner of the Honey Beyond Studio I was telling you about. It's my cousin, Mama Sharon. She just said congratulations on your grand opening. So appreciate you tuning in too, cuz definitely appreciate that. So yes, so what time and what can they expect on the grand opening?
So grand opening time will be here at my location from 12 to 3. I will be serving champagne until we run out.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm going total wine right now. Not unless Water's Edge, y'all got me. Let me know.
Hey, listen, we're gonna make that happen.
Let me know, y'all.
We're gonna tag team them. Tell them to come over and feature some of that stuff. That's how we do it. Network and do the thing. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I'll be serving champagne, snacks. I will have what I call a beauty bag that will include some goodies. I do have some special giveaways that day that I'm offering, and some deep discounts. So if you come in, for the deep discounts, we want you to book that day. It doesn't have to be serviced that day, but just book that day and you'll receive that particular price. I am partnering with another sweet mate. Her name is Tisha Lee, with Tisha Lee Beauty. She does brows. She does microblading. I'm getting tongue twisted and I'm hungry.
Right.
But she has also specials that she's going to offer too, exclusive specials. And again, we're going to do a raffle. We're going to do some giveaways. So please stop by, even if you just want to come by, ask some questions, talk. I am going to be doing a live demo of Botox. She's going to be doing a live demo of something. I don't know, but you should come and see so that you can see the area, get to know me. Like I said, I can talk all day, but I'm going to try to keep it at a minimum since I'm being entertaining so many people. Yeah. But come by, see me, give me a hug. I love you, each and every one of you. Just come by, get to know the place, meet some of my friends and coworkers that have put all of this together. It could probably be beneficial to you because, again, I know people with marketing and attorneys and different things like that. I'm totally in with networking. So what else?
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I mean, just hoping that the day is as big as you want it to be and it needs to be. I mean, it goes exactly how it should, which I know it will. But for everybody that's watching, of course, the address is at the bottom. I see a couple of you guys on Instagram saying you can't see the graphics, and I understand that. We just can't connect Instagram with the live streaming that we do. They have their own system. So again, if you're on Instagram, you have to go and like the page. It's at Body Obsession Houston, and also you can go to the website for the bookings, www.bodyobsessionhouston.com, and you'll get all the information that you need. But for everybody who's interested, even if you're not interested, come and support our own. Okay, come and support our own, and just come and see what she has going on. Come be an encouragement. Just come and give some good words, experience the good vibes, and just experience the thing that she's doing. And for anybody who is just opening, this is just not any. So that was what I was going to ask. Okay. What do you consider your space? Med spa, esthetician lab? Like, what do you consider?
consider it a med spa because these are a lot of the services that med spas offer. But I do call it an aesthetics and wellness. And the reason why I do that is because of the wellness piece that I'm partnering with Dr. Katashia Kendrick. So I say both. Yeah. To be honest, I say med spa. I also say aesthetics and wellness.
And I want to get with you too on that that mental aspect and the consulting that you do, because again, with the other podcast, the Mind Matters podcast, it speaks directly to our mission and what we have going on. And I'd like to bring, I'm gonna see if we can make it like the other guest co-hosts that are part of that show, get them involved with it, because sponsorships, whether we sponsor you, you sponsor us, sponsoring each other, it's those type of things that we're looking to do with that show. And just move it to a whole nother level is basically what it's all about. So I love everything that you're doing and what you're speaking to. And like you say, man, and like Mom said, won't he do it? It's just when you just take control of the destiny and you walk into things that you know you should be doing, whether you're afraid of it or whatever the case may be, he's going to keep making room for your gift is what I call it. He's going to make all the room that you need for your gift. But what I like to do is go back to a question. There was a couple of questions. I have one, and then there was somebody who comes through Facebook and see everything. Yeah. And we're going to do a pan around, and like you said, if you're familiar with Alex Burton Studios, it's a really, really, really large place. She has her own suite in here, so it's not like a huge building that we're walking through. She has her own intimate setting, her intimate space, and we're gonna, if you're interested in seeing a little bit of it, after this live or after this show in this stream, we're gonna do a quick little walkthrough and let her explain a few things about it, and give you guys an idea, and we'll go from there. But kind of having a thought right now, that's why I'm getting tongue tied. It's like, should we do that or should we make them come on their own? We'll talk about it. We'll see. We may do it, we may not. Now that I'm thinking about it, we want to do what's best for her. But so as far as the questions, there was a question that was posted earlier. Let me go back to it. And now's the time. Obviously, people, if you have any type of questions, we'll address a few of those. Okay, so it was my mom. She said, I'm sorry. What's your thoughts on the lady that deceased from butt injections just recently? Not sure if you're familiar with it. I didn't hear it.
I'm not familiar with that, and I'm sorry for her family.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's why I threw out there. I'm backed by a medical director, and I have a nurse practitioner, and I have a team with me because some places that you go to may not be fully reputable, for one. For two, this world of cosmetics and beauty, it gets a little, hectic because everybody wants something at a cheaper price sometimes. And sometimes that cheap is not the way to go.
Absolutely.
I don't know what happened in that situation, so I really can't speak to it, but I can definitely say one of the most dangerous services and surgeries that people get is the BBL, and that's well known if you look on YouTube. It's a very high risk procedure, but I saw that you mentioned injections, so I'm not really sure on how to comment on that. But I would definitely say do your research. That is the main thing. Like I said, I don't even watch the news. I watch YouTube and I follow people and I get knowledge from an array of people that helps me build, my understanding. Yeah. I don't just watch CNN. I don't just watch Fox News. If I do watch news, I like to get a lot of different perspectives because my husband says this all the time. The truth. How does he say it? The truth. How do you say it?
Yeah.
Okay. He says it all the time. I can't even remember, but it's your story, my story, and the truth. That's all. He always says that.
There's three sides to the story.
That's what I was telling you. I'm like, how does he say it?
Three sides to the truth. However you want to say it. It can be truth or story. Your story, their story, and the truth. Yeah.
So I never.
And the truth is somewhere in between that. Is what we say.
It's a collective piece, and so I collectively get my information and knowledge. So when I say it's very important that you do your research. Like I said, I am someone that has plastic surgery. So I looked into it for maybe a year and a half. But again, I watch YouTube and I watch and follow certain people all the time for the information. Before I even move further, I want to give a shout out to Tamika Lindsay. She's a nurse practitioner over in Pearland. She owns exclusive Radiant Med Spa. I love her.
Okay.
Love her. Very knowledgeable.
What's her name again?
Tamika Lindsay.
Tamika Lindsay. Big shouts out to you,
yes.
Tamika. Yeah.
I love you, honey. She's down to earth. You can ask her anything. She's my mentor. She's been in this realm that I've entered for over 5 years.
Wow.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
But and she's adamant about it. When it comes to things that you don't know, or I have to ask her, or whatever, she can definitely tell me, girl, get this book.
Yeah.
Or, make sure you look into this, or check this person out. It's so good to not settle in on one physician, because there's so many other doctors that maybe do a better job, maybe do it safer, so on and so forth. So you have to just do your research.
Yeah, most definitely. Another question, and again, whether you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, YouTube, you got a question, pose it. But what I want to ask is, back to the mental health and wellness side, why is that so important? And you said you're giving, the consulting is free, is what you said?
Absolutely.
So why is that so important, and what made you want to offer that? If you could speak to that as far as from the mental health standpoint, and how you view that in the world today.
Yes. So consulting is the focus of everything that we do here, and it should be to all of these practices that do wellness, med spa, and everything, because this is where you're getting all the understanding of the person as a whole, how they're feeling, their mental, what they want to, what they want to make changes to, how they feel about the changes that they've been going through with, or it's a female thing, or whether it's just an appearance. That consult is so important, because you gather so much information. You can pretty much dig and try to find the answers to a lot of things that they may not share with their loved one or friend or family or anything like that, but they expose those things to you, because you're sitting, you're talking. It's an intimate situation. As he said, it's an intimate surrounding. It's closed off. It's laid back. It's like you're in your living room. And basically, it's just a one-on-one talk, just to get to know you. You get to know me, and we can discuss what's going on with you and what your concerns are. And it's not a rush. Although, like I said, it says 30 minutes. We can take all the time you need for me to get an understanding of your health background, what you've been going through, what you're experiencing, what you want to change, and how can I help you with it. Yeah,
absolutely. And I guess people paying attention don't have too many questions right now. Lastly, for me, it just escaped my mind what I was going to ask you. But again, the Instagram and the website scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Again, if you're on if you're on Facebook or YouTube, the information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And if you are on Instagram, it's just Body Obsession Houston is how you'll get to the page. Body Obsession Houston, and also the website is the same to go in there and find what you need. Man, dog it, I forgot the question I was about to ask you. I was thinking about it. Yeah, it'll come back in just a moment. But is there, oh, that's what I was going to ask. There it is. So I don't even know if it's a question you can answer or will want to answer, but two things I'm thinking about. I'm just thinking about like all the things that you can do and this, that, and other. But is there, what service would you say, I guess, is most important to you, or your favorite, and then what service is the most enjoyable, if that makes any sense to you?
Okay, so I would have to say my favorite service would be Botox.
Okay.
Reason is because you're in, you're out. You come in, get a couple injections, you're on your way, you start to see the improvement. Up to 2 weeks is when it reaches its peak. So, if you need to come back in for a touch-up, of course, call, let me know, but that's one of my favorite services. The one that you asked me.
Most enjoyable.
Most enjoyable. I would have to say my most enjoyable service is definitely the lymphatic drainage massage. Why is because it's a lot of talking. I'm a talker. Like, so I'm just working and yeah, girl, cause and that's just me. I just like to talk and engage and, you know, have good conversation.
Yeah.
And that is, you know, and I'm
providing the experience.
I'm working on you.
Time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm working on you. We just chat. And it's a 45-minute service. So that 45 minutes, we're just comfortable, you know?
Yeah. That's amazing. And I mean, look, I've learned a lot just sitting here talking to you, you know, and I'm proud of you, and I appreciate and respect everything that you're doing, even the backstory, you know, because it takes a lot, you know, and even now I can say sorry for the loss of your mother, because that's something that, you know, you never lose, you know what I'm saying? My mom can relate. We just lost my grandmother. I'm feel a certain way about that. It's been just 1 year, and we got a long way to go to, you know, even be in the realm of what you have experienced for all these years, but it's definitely relatable and understandable, and to persevere and to keep going forward and to be in the position that you are now, you know. I know she's been looking down on you and blessing you all these years that you've been moving. So I would say, what last words or what do you have that you want to share with the audience, whether it's related to yourself or the business, just any last words you have for the audience?
Last words for the audience, I will say, as the saying goes, health is wealth. Cosmetic things can be done, but what's inside is the most important. Okay, so taking care of yourself, eating healthy. I'm not gonna lie now. I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. I like to drink on ladies' night. I love wine. I have my drinks, whatever situation may be, but I'm adamant working out. I work out every day. Overall, 75% of the time I eat the right way.
Yeah.
But even small changes will affect you in such a major way. So definitely taking care of yourself inside and out, because here at Body Obsession Houston, we want to make sure you feel good, both inside and out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's why I partnered with a GI specialist, because people think that, oh, my skin is looking bad, I need skincare. Oh, I'm bloated, I need someone to do some services on me to reduce fat or reduce inches. When a lot of it is from within. Your gut health affects your brain, your skin, every organ in your body.
Yep. So
focus on the inside, and it'll come out.
It's gonna come out. It is definitely gonna come out. So, lastly, I want to let everybody know again the address, the information, the social media, everything is on the screen. Again, the grand opening is this Saturday. What was the time? I'm sorry.
12 to 3. 12
to 3. This Saturday at the address you see listed on the screen. And again, Instagram, I will say it slowly. The address for Instagram is 2745 Town Center North Boulevard, suite number 150 in Sugar Land, Texas, right here in the Alec Burton Studios. Again, that is 2745 Town Center North Boulevard, Sugar Land, Texas, suite number 150 in the Alex Burton Studios. You just come and experience and meet her and talk to her. I don't know how much consulting you can get in on that day. You might get a brief little 30-second one or something like that.
Yeah,
but you definitely, she's
going
to be pulling in every direction. So, just come by, experience the things that will be going on, have a good time, and be able to meet her. And lastly, I'll say big shouts out to my boy Kevin, man, Mr. Radio. He says mental health and peace of mind is priceless. No dollar amount can be placed on it. And that is absolutely correct, man. You couldn't have said it any better. Big shouts out to you, Big Dog, for checking in and making a comment on the show. Appreciate you looking and watching. But I mean, this has been an experience for myself. I definitely can't wait to get a few individuals over here, and then just let the word of mouth spread amongst themselves, because that's still the biggest thing is the word of mouth, building that reputation. Absolutely. I definitely like your focus being the customer service, as you say, but it's really just the experience. You're providing a very positive experience. And again, shouts out to the C, shouts out to the Mo Better Boxing family, my man Mo and my man Lou and his wife Mo, and shouts out to your husband JR and everybody that's in support of everything that she's doing. But the way to show the support is to show up. If you can't show up Saturday, we understand. Times are definitely different. Sometimes it doesn't always line up with what you got going on. But again, if you can, the grand opening is this Saturday, November 20th, from 12 to 3. If you can't show up that day, come back another time. You ain't going nowhere, right? You'll still be here for Saturday, right? She'll still be here for Saturday. And so I'll put her name and I'll put her number back up on the screen so you guys can see that. Miss Felicia McCullough, Body Obsession Houston, doing some amazing things, and most importantly, has not only your physical health in mind, but also your mental health in mind as well. So you're getting a complete package, and we just look forward to all the things that you have moving forward. And like I said, we definitely have to connect on my show for the evening time on Thursdays. And so you guys, we appreciate you guys tuning in. This has definitely been an amazing show. It's the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis. Check out everything that we have on the screen right now. We'll put the address up one more time. Again, Body Obsession Houston, right here in the Alex Burton Studios in Sugar Land, Texas, right by First Colony Mall. Let's see, we got one more person comment. Let's see what they're saying. Oh, my mom says, again, congratulations on the new business. May God bless you and prosper you in, what does it say? In Jesus' name. That's right. And then big shouts out to my girl, Miss J. She says, thank you for the information. We will be talking. She put LOL. And then big shouts out to Big Cuz. She just got on here. Charlie, appreciate you. And everybody that I can't see because the Instagram is a little way away from me. Oh, I see Mo on there. Big shouts out to Mo. She's been watching the whole time. I recognize the name right now. Big shouts out to you, Mo. We appreciate you. And, she says, great job. So you definitely did a good job for your first podcast show. Yeah. And again, this has been the Reach Podcast Show, where every show reaches beyond the ears of the listeners. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. So your task for this week is to show up. Again, grand opening, Saturday, not Friday. Saturday, November 20th, 12 to 3 p.m. And again, you guys have a great week, a great evening. And I definitely want to also comment about our show this evening. Got to do that one more time because we have definitely kicked off, and I think we're going into our 4th week. You guys can catch me again. Thursday is the day. If you want to follow LeVar and see all the things he's doing, you can catch me in the morning, and you can also catch me this evening on the Mind Matters Podcast Show. We're going to be talking everything mental health and wellness, and you'll get to experience a whole nother show in a whole nother format, and some things that are near and dear to our hearts. And we are streaming every week on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. And so when you are getting home in the evening, or you settling down for the evening, just tune into our show. And I'll also provide you guys with the audio link. And this is our logo for that show. So definitely go and follow us on Instagram and all those different platforms. And you can check in and tune in with us this evening. Oh, I'll put up the graphic of the crew. This is also a crew, Dr. Rashida P. Ron, or Dr. P, Mr. David Manning, and myself. As you can see, we have Check the DM. It's all about checking the mind. So we want you guys to tune in to us this evening at 6:30, as you can see scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So this has been a wonderful interview. I appreciate you again. And you guys have a great, great, great evening and the rest of your week. And we'll see you soon.